Many courtesy of a well-honed player development program. The Tasman need only look back to this clash a year ago to show how much they've progressed since inception. Pushed Cantabs very close indeed. And a good response from the crowd here to their local side. So the long-awaited promise shown by Quinton McDonald came to fruition in Super Rugby this year. The raw talent of this hooker now refined in the match against the Highlanders. An early injury to Corey Flynn provided the rake with enough game time to thoroughly earn man of the match honours that day, an award for which he'll always be in contention. And looking to make his mark in the long form of the game and impress franchise scouts is the reason 7-star Bryce Heem has moved south. Also shifting into the centres, has worked well at club level, so expect big things from the 23-year-old who partners the Marcos captain Andrew Goodman in midfield. And it'll be the value of the Marcos bench that will determine the outcome of many a game, and the likes of the experienced Smith, Oldfield and Fonatia. It looks a richer source of inspiration than in the past. We might have just a brief moment to welcome in former Tongan captain Willie Losay with the conditions today, which was beautiful this afternoon.
Yeah, stunning day the last couple of days here, Tom, actually, here in Nelson, and so perfect underfoot. There is a bit of dew on top of the ground, and it's interesting the pressure on the coaches, because the two Canterbury coaches very relaxed with Tabo Matson and also Razor Robertson, whereas Kieran Keane told me he's very nervous, Tom. He hasn't been this nervous in such a long time.
Well, his team posted a good win against Otago and Canterbury and a West Coast selection, so they're coming in with form. He could be more confident than perhaps he displayed. You saw Richard Kelly as the referee for this clash, assisted by Stephen James, Hadley Peterson and Paul Gurr will be your TMO this afternoon. And Tyler Blandell prepares himself to commence the campaign in defence of their title. They've got 4 in a row, looking for number 5. First touch for Peter Beetham as he took the ball for Tasman. And they're looking to run it immediately inside their own 22. On the ground, and good service to Melnick. There's some time aplenty to get his kick away inside Canterbury territory, if only just. They'll be through Nasi Manu, looking to take it to the 10-metre mark. What a super season he had. Driving over the top, making the ball available to Hines. Just a good tackle on Maitland, slowed it down, but still under control. Manu, his pass is wayward, but they were playing advantage, and the first penalty comes.
Number 4.
5 metres inside Tasman territory.
Yeah, they were under control, Tom, and also under advantage. Let's go in astray. Referee Richard Kelly goes back to the infringement. Filippo Levy.
So no hesitation to go for the points. Very important for these premiership sides and crossover fixtures like this pod against the championship team to enforce their position.
Yeah, that's right. Obviously Tasman first use for the ball. Happy to move it through the hands, albeit inside their own 22. And you're dead right, it's a lot about just trying to show your opponent that you are confident, that you're not overawed by playing a team in the division above.
2 accomplished goal kickers in this Canterbury side. And Blandell, this is Tom Taylor getting first crack. Not an easy one from distance. Might just make it. Indeed it does. First points to Canterbury. Fine goal from Tom Taylor, 3-0 to the visitors.
Well, good. Speaking of confidence, one for Tom Taylor. First kick of the season. A successful one. As you said, Tom, not an easy kick for Tom Taylor, so he gets his kicking campaign off to a very good and positive start.
So Hayden Cripps for Tasman. With plenty of distance on his kick. The return should find the touchline. And the line-out will favour Tasman. Looks for the quick one, goes down to the 22-metre mark, of course, which is preferred for Jeremy Stewart. They'll go for the traditional throw. Quinton McDonald.
Plenty of options too. Tasman Marcos, Levy, Thavambati. Wheeler at the back.
Levy at the front. And Sewer gets that ball away to Cripps. Looks to run it up the middle. Canterbury defence stout. Sewer getting that ball away nicely to Cripps again. There's just no room. Another big tackle from Manu. Drives them backwards. Sewer with a little dart. Finds some space. Hines comes across, shuts him down. Ball available to Levy. He's snaffled by Todd. This time it's the Canterbury team offside.
The interesting thing from down here, Richard, is just the quality of passing from Sewer. The little halfback on debut for Tasman. The two passes that he cleared from the line out firstly, and then the second one from the midfield ruck, just right out in front of Cribbs, and then that darting run there. It really is proving to be a handful in these early exchanges.
And you're about to see, come into your picture very shortly, ladies and gentlemen at home, the world's biggest kicking tee vehicle.
Does it cut the grass on the way through? It seems to trim the pathway there.
But you're right, Willie, and this is what I like about this competition, our national provincial competition. Every year, the next generation of talent shows its hand, and already we will be at that. We're just less than 5 minutes into this match, but you're right, Willie, put a ring around Jeremy Sewer. He looks like he's a useful talent.
Yes, he was the understudy to Khan Fotali'i in the Samoan team for the World Cup. We know what a fantastic player Fotali'i was, so he was never going to displace him, but the experience would have been very valuable indeed. Andrew Goodman, can he make it 3 apiece? He cannot. So Tasman's highest ever point scorer can't add to his personal tally of 233 for the province.
Well, I'll tell you what, if that had gone over, he probably deserved 4 points for it, Tom, because that went so high. It was unbelievable.
He's a fine kick of distance. We've seen Goodman slot them from his own side of halfway. So having to move that machine of yours, Spot. I think it's you see on the far side the machine that brought on the kicking tee just a little bit close to the touchline for the officials' liking. Blyndale, got distance on his kick. There's a call for it. Well, it looked to be like a bit of confusion to start with, but eventually hauled in successfully by Joe Wheeler, playing on the blind side today. Sewer's past the Cripps. Right where he wants it. Running onto the ball nicely is Shane Christie. He is so important to the side. Melnick up from fullback. Ball's out, says the referees, but only one Cantabrian close. Cartony, he couldn't get round and do any damage, so Tasman retain, and Sewer goes in, looks left where there's a lineup of about 6 Tasman players within 10 metres of the touchline, and they drop the ball cold. They had a plan, couldn't implement it.
And the final pass, Thavambati, the big fellow, couldn't get down low enough to pick up the pass, but was impressed with the Tasman forwards' work at the breakdown though, Tom. Rather be overcommitted than not committed. And this is a good example here of overcommitment, but this is the drop pass, but the ruck before, breakdown before, the Tasman forwards all really committed to the contact situation.
Thavambati putting the ball on the deck. New scrum calls working on this occasion. Hines getting plenty of protection on Blyndale, inside pass, but the cover tackle from Christie knew exactly what was going on. But unfortunately, I'm guessing that's going to be for not rolling away, and that's exactly what's been decided.
Okay, you're not just getting out and taking space.
He had a go, to be fair to Shane Christie. Tried to get back up on his feet, but the arriving players didn't allow them to continue. Went back down on the ground, and that was enough for referee Kelly.
Well, Willie, they might be hot favourites here, but they're taking no chances when they start having looks at goals from 55 metres.
Well, it sort of says the power that Taylor Blyndale actually has, and you can see Christie there. He tried to keep his leg there. and was caught out. But yeah, this is the kid, and I was talking to Todd Blackadder last night at a function where they were raising money for the Marcos, and he's got big raps on this young man here. Saw him win the Junior World Championship for the New Zealand team a couple of years ago, and Todd Blackadder told me that he's got the temperament and now he's got the body. 96 Ks, he's put on about 6 Ks in the last 6 months.
You might need all 6 of them to carry the distance. Looks pretty good to me. We'll certainly get there, just be to the right of the upright. So a fine attempt from a young player with promise.
Well, certainly he won't be disappointed with that. You did right, Tom. No issues whatsoever with the distance. Just tune the radar in.
To get these guys behind you.
Drop out. And we'll be back to Blindell. Looking to run it from depth every time. Manu happy to confront the defences. Fruin, Robbie Fruin, his first touch of the ball, his first run, a successful one, able to offload it as well. So Taylor right with him.
Turnover's good.
Oh, Christie the turnover.
And Christie's been busy already. And so productive. Fucking Buddy to the ground, and now a quick ball, and Cripps manages to flick it on. Canterbury just not allowing the player to release it.
I need 7 out.
Yes, it's Todd this time, guilty.
7 move.
And they're having a shot. The shots are going to get further away every time.
But have a look at this, Tom, because Todd's the one that gets pinged, but I think here you've got him in poor body position. Well, I guess, you know, either or, but he was never really in a position to recycle that ball immediately, because the tackle from Todd was a good one. And Robbie Fruin, well, we expect to see this from Robbie Fruin at this level all season. A lot of talk about Robbie Fruin being an All Black. It was outstanding for the Crusaders at Super Rugby level. And Tom, when those players participate at this provincial level, they need to be outstanding week in, week out.
Especially inspirational to the new guys in the squad at this level. So Goodman, well, I talked him up as having good distance. It's going to be sorely tested here. This would be 58 metres on the angle. And again, the distance was there or thereabouts. It's just the direction that cost them any chance of levelling the scoreboard.
Well, he had to hit it to just that bit harder for the distance, and that's what caused him to just pull it across the left-hand upright. But again, another good attempt.
Both teams wanting the other. If they offend anywhere near the halfway mark, either side of it, they're in danger. This ball will be available quickly to Suru. Cripps, Goodman. Not the best transition through the backs you'll see this evening, but still in the arms of Christie it'll be a safe thing for Tasman, although he's getting driven back here. Moore is well and truly formed. And formed well for Tasman, because they have reversed the direction of it. He's got back that momentum. So he's looking at his options. He likes the closer in Christie to rumble it up, but there were numbers on the short side for Canterbury. A lot of work on the ball for Tasman. Very little territory to show for it. And working hard now. They want to get over that advantage line if they can, but there's just no space on that blind side, and Canterbury are reading it every single time. They've lost another 10 metres. Try something else, they do. Cripps puts the boot to the ball. He's found a gap, but there's a chaser. McNichol was able to shrug him off. As Melnick that got up there and hustled the winger, but unsuccessfully so. Masi Manu, too strong for one defender. It always takes two. Blindell, his distance will clear any pressure they were feeling. Bit of a kicking duel could ensue. Blindell just knew exactly where they were going to put it, so raced across, cut the ball off carved off 20 metres, maybe more. Indeed, more like 40. Quick throw in.
Play on.
Cripps, again, that left foot specialist. But the winner of that duel must surely be Canterbury.
Oh, emphatically, absolutely. Possession of the ball.
Just let me know if you play on from those.
Set piece situation, so no doubt Canterbury have won that little kicking duel, Tom, that you referred to. So an opportunity.
Red. Come in, White, please.
You've got good choices in the line-out, Canterbury. You've got Dominic Bird, he's 206 metres, which is about 6'7.5". Would you not throw it to him? Adam Whitelock, another one to have earned regular stripes at super level. Certainly shed a few stars, Canterbury, but they've retained some for ITM Cup, which is great to see. Joe Moody. Hines digging deep. Comes up with the ball. Blindale favours the pass. Fennell to the ground. Quick recycling. Oh, Manu makes a rare error, but it doesn't cost his team anything other than a few metres, as it was knocked backwards. Nickel working hard in the wing to get involved in the game. Could have been a little knock on there. Referee says no. Carry on. Blindell with the kick pass, I should say, was taken by Favambati. He offloaded as he went to the ground, and Cripps has done well in support, but he had nowhere to go.
Well, it's an interesting pod from down here that Canterbury moving the ball, lots of ball movement, but not really gaining any yardage, and so good Tasman defence. And just on that occasion, when Blandell looked up and he was hoping that his winger was out there, instead it was the lock and also the hooker. And Fennell, so man, probably not the right option.
Well, in terms of height, it was a good option, but maybe not in pace. So
Step down. Here's the mark. I need you to make the
line-out opportunity, and this time they've got more in. So looking for them to bring this one down. The Canterbury forwards, no, they're going to go off the top.
Yes, it was taken by Kaitanek. Two wingers working in tandem there. Whitelock to McNichol, and McNichol's made more yards than he should have through the Tasman defence, but they've rallied. Manu dropped the ball as he put the shoulder in, and becomes a turnover. Probably a knock on anyway. So it's Tasman's time to put some pressure on through Campbell Johnson. Cripps showed the ball. Didn't fool Tom Taylor though. And the turnover illegal.
entry.
Yeah, hands and entry. Whitelock. But really, Tom, I think Tasman got what they deserved in terms of possession of the ball, because no doubt Manu dropped the ball in the contact situation.
Through the gate.
So have a look here. Whitelock just in on the side, no doubt about that. Referee Kelly in good position. Opportunity again for some easy yards.
You might be wondering where the Marshalls are with Hayden Cripps at first five, because James Marshall's gone to Taranaki, and Tom Marshall still with an injury, perhaps 3 weeks away from making his entrance into this competition, and it'd be great to see him back, so he was such an attacking force for Tasman and the Crusaders when given the opportunity.
Well, just untidy from the set piece there, Tasman. Never really recovered from it. Essentially, just
trying to get Canterbury into a mauling situation, aren't they, Pod? Like they're wanting to try and stay on their feet, but Canterbury is just so aggressive at bringing them to the ground.
Throw intercepted by Luke Whitelock, so clearance from Blindell will be impressive, to say the least. It's 5 metres from their own line. Kick from Beetham. And solid enough.
It's better at the front too.
Peter Beetham, the Melbourne Rebel, originally from Wellington.
Yeah, good. Yeah, make sure they're on you.
Fennell. His throw was very accurate indeed. Tom Bird does the job and got some yards to boot. Trying to break down that midfield defence of Tasman. Not any clean breaks as such. Through that avenue, Blindell's kick, a little grubber, well read by Cripps. It was weaker foot, but did the job nevertheless.
He didn't really have the runners outside him to put any sort of pressure on it, but it was a poor clearance, so in the end it's worked out all right for Canterbury. Tom Bird, he's felt likely first 18 minutes of this match.
He's a New Zealand under-20 rep, of course, a couple of years ago. Working his way through the Canterbury system. Abundance of locks. Blindell got that past Fruin. He's not so good to Whitelock, but the winger scooped it up and made the best of it. Hines goes left. More attacking ploy from Blindell. Another kick. It was well read. Cartony made his way to the try line. Need to have the ball turn over again in the phase just out from the line.
Well, the intention there for Canterbury, Tom, is to have the big fella, tall men out on the peripherals. The kick comes across and they, in theory, feed the inside runner. Almost got it right on that occasion.
They had plenty of numbers there, didn't they? The Canterbury, there were plenty of white jerseys, and Thuven Barty, he's read it well because he stayed out there. Just guilty of just leaving their feet there.
Territory counts as Canterbury only by 51%. It feels more than that. This time, Taufua for Tasman. That short side, again, an option for Tasman that hasn't worked out for them. Luke Cartony.
Hey, we got time. We got time.
Haven't had to discuss, Todd, the new laws so far on trial. But I can tell you from seeing a few of the pre-season games and in the early stages of ITM Cup, guys are certainly recycling the ball quickly, aware of that 5 second that they have once the ruck is formed, the ball is available to use it. And I think they're getting into the mental state of mind that they have to keep the ball flowing freely. And that's not quite happening so far.
No, that certainly wasn't free-flowing from Tasman. Just the second real handling error here, and just probably in a position that he shouldn't have been. Bradley. And Sewer impressive with the clearing pass, Willie.
Yeah, it wasn't accurate. Great work by Taufua on 2 occasions there, and that's where the gaps are, just straight up through the middle. Good yardage, and as you say, poor old Sam Prattley was in the wrong place.
It sounds like Cartony is off. Everson in his place. In the moment, though, it's the backs doing the damage. Nickel, Taylor. Good support play again, but the sideline beat them all. Quick throw in, play continues. Just a lack of numbers out here for Tasman, so it'll be the kick and chase. And
great option there from Lowe, I think it was, James Lowe. The grubber kick along the ground, didn't have too many other options, and it's Cartony still on the field, actually, Tom, and Everson is here with the jersey off, or the tracksuit off, and he's just walking the sideline waiting for his boarding pass. They're saying blood bin. No, that's concussion. 3 knocks to the head, 3 taps on the head by the referee. So he's got 5 minutes.
So just as we mentioned, we hadn't seen many of the new trialled laws. There's one of them, the concussion, 5 minutes assessment.
He gets asked 21 questions, Tom. And if he fouls any of them, he's gone.
And Everson who goes on for him for the 5 minutes the assessment's being done, is the player that must stay on should the injured player not return.
Carried back.
And that was taken by a low. Starting to get into the match. Melnick indicates he wants a runner on the inside, and he gets one. Peter Beetham obliges on the halfway. So Melnick at first receiver this time round. Don't he get a bit of space to work in now? Tasman backs. Big tackle on Prattley.
Oh, he stayed down too.
And it hurt too. Yes, they'll be a player short for a while yet. Turnover in favour of Canterbury. Ball available for Hines. Taylor acting as first five as he so often does. Maitland's kick. Again, back inside their own 22. Tasman turn over the ball immediately. Canterbury put it deep inside the territory. Here's Melnick running hard. Wasn't quite sure what line he was going to run, but he fell the right way. Ball's not available, and that's the fault of Canterbury, says the referee. Taken from Sewer, and he manages to get up to the halfway. There's just a lack of red jerseys there. They arrive eventually. Not a lot of players on their feet there, so the ball, though, still in circulation. Goodman. This is better from Tasman, starting to find a few holes and breaching them. This is Heem. Bryce Heem, he would have been a hero to score in his first outing. Goodman, the captain, keeps the flow going. The pass on the outside, the first try to Christie, or is it? I would have said touch and go on the sideline. The referee says try.
Well, I tell you what, he's awarded the try, so it doesn't really matter, but this is a lot closer than it should have been for Christie. But a wonderful finish. Let's not dwell on the negatives, Tom. A great build-up, wonderful finish. And I was just about to say, Tasman were playing with some good variation, which was starting to ask questions of the Canterbury defence. Here's the initial bust. And then good support play. Heem was good. And then they recycle the ball quickly, and that's the key. So the Canterbury defence is still scrambling. And then a great ball, 6-7. And the big dive.
Great smile, isn't it? He should be smiling because that was classic rugby. The two imports for the Tasman team. It was Tuafua who fed it to him, got over the advantage line, and that pass from Wheeler, Richard Tennant, and that was out of the top draw. That was just brilliant rugby. They knew where the space was, and they got it there quickly.
Yes, well, the officials didn't ask upstairs, as they were entitled to do so. They were confident they had it right. The kick is astray, but the lead remains with Tasman by 5-3.
Well, they deserve the full 7. Disappointment. Goodman not having a good day with the boot. 0 from 3, but have a look at this, Tom. This is probably a lot closer, as I said, than it should have been.
Simultaneous springs to mind.
I'll tell you what, you wouldn't want to go to the TMO. I'll give you that.
Touch judge was in a, or the assistant referee was in a very good position there. He saw it. And what about the quick tap from Sewer as well? All started from the halfback. We've got a replacement here, 15 for 22.
That's big. Maitland gone for Canterbury, Tom.
Yes, one of their playmakers. Hardly got to touch the ball. And Tasman buoyed by that, well, breach of the defensive line, followed by a try. And then to concede 3 points straight away, that'll be devastating to the captain, especially in the position they're in.
I can also update you on the concussion as well. Cartanier is gone for the match. He won't be returning. And so Cartanier as well as Maitland. Well, Maitland's just getting some repairs, so he could come back on.
Yeah, it looks like a dislocation, Willie, with Maitland.
Well, if you look at my fingers, you wouldn't want to dislocate your fingers. Yeah, I think it is, mate. He obviously didn't pass any of those 21 questions. Potter must have concussion all the time.
Yeah, as we have a look at the infringement there, it just took too long to release. Again, good work. Todd over the ball at the breakdown. So disappointing here for Tasman. Score a neat try and immediately concede 3.
and an easy 3. So the lead back in Canterbury hands after 27 minutes, 6-5.
Tom, I've got to say this Luke Katene, the replacement, he's got his tracksuit on now on the bench as well. He's a big lad, a very big man.
Not short of size in that pack. George Talusa Vianu will be on the field until they've sorted out Maitland. So Manu gets to the 22-metre mark. Canterbury having to
No, he's inside.
look a little bit more likely in the latter stages in the first half. They've looked promising without delivering. And the referee was playing advantage. And I don't think Taufua wanted them to stop it. So he continues on with the quick tap supported by Beetham. Suddenly the spirits are sky high.
Yeah, they've certainly got their tails up, no doubt about that, but you did right. Jordan Taufua, he did not want to have to pull up. He had a massive head of steam up.
Thank you. Not 10 metres. Still fine there. Not 10 metres.
There's in front of the kick. And trading point-blank range penalties.
In front of the kicker. I told him to pull out and carried on.
Tom, can I just update you from the sideline? Maitland will not be back. He's actually dislocated. It's towards the tip of the finger on his left hand, and they thought about taping it, but he's got no movement there at all, and so it's a serious injury to the finger, and he won't be back.
That's not a happy start for the Canterbury campaign to lose 2 players in the first 40 minutes through injuries.
There's a frustration here for Canterbury at the breakdown. In the face of Nasi Manu telling the story there.
Goodman will welcome this chance to take back the lead, and he takes it with aplomb. 8-6. Tasman noses in front with 10 to go.
Well, the irony of it, Tom, is they've finally got their noses, well, they've got their noses in front again. The statistics around territory and possession have changed. When they were the dominant side in those statistics, they were chasing Canterbury.
Blondell seeks the red zone, finds it. And Beetham, he's taken a few of those kicks today and run it up. Doing so again. Cripps with the left boot gets a good mileage. The distance is achieved these days. Nickel will try to repay in kind and not nearly as effective.
Oh no, because he got the call.
Take it in.
Here.
He's taking it back, yeah.
That's exactly what he did, and referee Kelly even mentioned it to him, so did him the favour. And he still kicked it out on the full, so this is another good opportunity for Tasman just to wind the wick up a bit on this Canterbury defence.
McDonald goes to Pavambati, comes to the deck, but Levy able to rumble it round. Favour themselves, does McDonald. Try and knock over a couple of his Crusader teammates.
Quite keen to persist, sorry, Tom, on that short side, aren't they? But hasn't been overly successful. It is on this occasion through an infringement from the Canterbury side.
Yeah, I think it was Whitelock for a high tackle, and so they're actually going to go for the line out here. But what they're doing, Pod, is they've identified this young Canterbury tight 5, and that's where they want to try and attack them as well, is in the close channels, and that's what they're trying to do. But momentum certainly has gone with Tasman.
They'll certainly load this line out up, Willie. Christie's come in from out wide, so exactly what they'll do here. They'll look to bring this down and put some real pressure on up front.
It's exactly as described. They've brought it down. Here comes the pressure. Good control, rumbling it round. Do they know where the ball is? It's in the arms of Luke Whitelock. They've just stolen it, Canterbury, and that is top-line defence for the forward pack.
Yeah, great work, Whitelock. So the pressure, Tom, came on from the Canterbury team. And the reset, the adjustment that Tasman had to make allowed Whitelock in on the ball carrier, and it was just a clean strip in the end.
Stay down and drive straight.
So one of those new rule changes is the scrum engagement, Tom. It's been anonymous tonight, so